Ketawa Pimpin, dan juga sesi soal jawab bersama Rafizi, Ramli bersama Zunar hari ini. Jadi buku Ketawa Pimpin ni ialah satu karya yang mengumpulkan kartun-kartun Zunar dari tempoh dalam masa setahun dalam masa setahun ni. Jadi nak ceritakan sikit tentang format kita hari ini. Saya akan memperkenalkan kedua-duanya, walaupun sebenarnya tak perlulah diperkenalkan, semua orang dah kenal dah pun Rafizi, Ramli dan juga Zunar. And then kita akan berikan sedikit ruang kepada Zunar untuk menceritakan tentang bukunya, kemudian Rafizi, Ramli, and then kita akan ada launching sikit pelancaran pada buku ini sebelum kita bukakan kepada floor lah untuk soal jawab for question and answer session. So without further ado, I'll just give a little bit of background on these two distinguished guests I have today. So firstly, starting with Rafizi Ramli, yang saya rasa memang dah tak asing lagi lah dalam arena politik di Malaysia. Beliau pernah menyandang jawatan sebagai Naib Presiden Parti Keadilan Rakyat dan sebelum ini sebagai Setiausaha Agungnya, dan juga merupakan ahli Parlimen Pandan, yang saya rasa boleh dikatakan sebagai agak troublemaker lah di Parlimen sebab beliau memang terkenal sering mendedahkan skandal-skandal korupsi oleh kerajaan Malaysia. Antara lain ialah skandal seperti NFC, 1MDB, Felda, dan banyak lagi lah. Dan kemudian disebabkan beliau memang sangat aktif berperanan sebagai whistleblower yang mendedahkan dokumen-dokumen sulit berkaitan dengan kes-kes ini. Specifically the NFC case, beliau telah dijatuhkan hukuman penjara 30 bulan oleh mahkamah kita, tapi saya fahamkan keputusan ini akan dirayu pada bulan Juni. Dan beliau juga sebenarnya baru sahaja mengumumkan dalam sesi parlimen ini bahawa beliau juga akan bertanding dalam pilihan raya tahun ini. Jadi saya rasa itu mungkin sesuatu topik yang menariklah untuk kita perbincangkan selepas ini. And then next, Zunar. So Zunar, as we all know and love, is a pelukis komik yang I dare say is possibly the bravest and notorious, most notorious in Malaysia. Dan I can say Zunar ni memang dah lama beristiqamah menggunakan komik sebagai medium untuk his activism, untuk mengkritik pihak-pihak berkuasa, dan tak lain dan tak bukan dalam beberapa tahun ni ialah berfokus kepada Perdana Menteri kita dan juga isteri beliau. Dan disebabkan itu, di samping anugerah-anugerah antarabangsa yang telah diraih, beliau juga telah we have garnered a rather impressive record with the authorities as well. So setakat ni telah ditahan polis selama 5 kali. Bukunya yang diharamkan sebanyak 9 karya. Buku yang dirampas lebih 5,000 naskah. Jadi you guys better hold on to this and get this very soon before it gets banned. And then antaranya lukisan pun dirampas. He has been charged with 9 sedition charges as of now. Travel ban has been instituted on him since June of 2016. And then selain itu, pejabat beliau pun telah diserbu, pencetak beliau pun telah diserbu. In fact, his webmaster as well has been arrested. And among his many accolades internationally is the Courage in Editorial Cartooning Award 2011 by the Cartoonist Rights Network International, Cartooning for Peace Award 2016 in Geneva, which was presented by Kofi Annan, Human Rights Watch Helman Hammett Award, which he won in 2011 and also 2015, and as well as the International Press Freedom Award, which is awarded by the Committee to Protect Journalists in New York 2015, and last but not least, the Courage to Fight Censorship Award in Bilbao in Spain. So without further ado, I think I would like to give the floor to Zunar untuk menceritakan sedikit tentang buku beliau yang terbaru ini. Sedikit latar belakang dan mungkin apa yang berbeza berbanding dengan karya-karya beliau yang sebelum ini. Silakan Zunar.
Terima kasih Yana Rizal, moderator kita hari ini, dan juga Rafizi. Actually, bila this is the first time I think I speak together same panel with Rafizi. Yeah. Then and when you need to speak before Rafizi, there's a problem because she got all the facts. I tak boleh bullshitting thing here. I need to. So I said I don't want to touch so much thing about corruption, about the fact and figure. So I know that he will go details on that. Okay, hari ni actually kita nak ketawa. Ketawa. So that's why the buku ni Ketawa Pink. That's kita nak the one we are going to launch today. Buku ni cover dia pink lah, you can see pink. And this lady, this lady which is my inspiration. Yeah, she's my inspiration, and I think I cannot survive as a cartoonist without her. So the husband I can survive because the husband don't say thing, silent. But she keeps saying things, so I a lot of things that and she is very, very cartoonable. Also the hair, and this shows. But the book is about. This is not a political cartoon. Bukan political cartoon ni. Ini adalah cartoon for the people. That's why the cover ni dia ada cincin, Of course she is famous with cincin, and the connection between cincin and kos sara hidup, and petrol, kos medical, barang naik, GST dan everything naik because of the cincin. Now I want to tell people this. Some people they don't realize it. They thought corruption is politician work. I have to do as usual. No, actually, through this book, I want to tell you all that actually corruption is so connected with our daily life. Finally, we are the one who pay for the corruption. It's very simple. How much we lost in YMDB? I hope Rafizi don't correct me this. I just it's 42 billion, right? 42 billion. How much the government collect GST per year? It's 42 billion. That means the GST is for one MDB. It's very, very simple. You no need to be accountant like Rafizi to count this. Cartoonists also can count. It's very simple. Yeah, you can draw it. And this book is so special that this book it doesn't has ISBN. No. Why? Because I don't like BN. So we don't put ISBN here. Instead, it is So what we have here is ISPH. Pakatan Harapan. It's very simple, we make cartoon over it. So, I draw cartoon. This is I carry every day, In my, I do marker like this, pen, everything I will bring here. I bring everywhere, I draw. Of course, in the studio, I will use this type of pen or pencil. I have a brush or a pen that use ink. Normally, I use either Indian ink or Chinese ink. There is normally ink in the market. I think Jamal should fight for this. We want kekuatan dakwat. Although they have to do that. So far. It's not my fault. Even in art, they don't have it. So this thing, this is a very cartoon world we are living in. And I use a special pencil. No cartoonist in Malaysia or in the world use this type of pencil. I think that's why I get in trouble for this pencil. This is not 2B pencil. This is 2.6B pencil. Yeah, so it's very special one. 2.6B pencil. You cannot get it anywhere. And And of course, I bring this also. This is important. Make fun of me. Me and YB is very familiar with this. You know that. Anyway, one day I hope kita berdoa lah sama-sama kita berdoa. Yana also will. Because why if let's say one day Pakatan Harapan win, it's not let's say Pakatan Harapan will win this election.
Yes.
So we believe it, and of course because Rafizi cannot be minister, he is not contesting. There are so many people fighting to be minister. So as a solution, the prime minister during that time saying, okay, Zunar is a minister. It's okay, I take any minister, But if it's important for you to know that if I become a minister, if you want to ask for a job, come to, for looking for job or contract, I don't care about your diploma, your ijazah, your degree, PhD, I don't care. I want to see sijil lokap. Sijil lokap. Do you have sijil lokap or not? If you don't, okay, you are disqualified.
I got a little more.
Yeah, Rafizi can be, you got 5. Me also got 5, so you have to taste it one time. And and last 2 weeks or last week, ada lanun ditangkap. You remember that? Di Bali. Ada lanun yang dinamakan Pirate of Caribbean. It's not Pirate of Caribbean, but Pirate of Caribbean. So this is lanun is so dangerous. Dia punya kapal, the kapal tu cost us 1 billion ringgit and 300 feet long. As big as this building, I think, 300 if I don't mistake, the whole building. And they got a 43 crew. All is our money. This is one part of 1MDB crisis, the whole 1MDB scandal, which is, I think, Rafizi can go further over it. Yang dirampas di US saja 5 billion USD. Dirampas by DOJ. Dia ada private jet, hotel, bungalow, whatever lah in US. So I think and dalam ketika serbuan by Indonesian police and FBI, one person here is not very happy. You know who? There's one individual, he is not very happy. Iaitu ketua polis negara. Dia kata, kenapa tak bagi tahu dia? No, about the day, So I said, of course kalau bagi tahu dia, he will definitely, lah, what he going to do, really. And the ship is already there for 4 months. Just dekat Bali saja. You cannot go and arrest, somebody go to Bali for honeymoon, but you can go, you can go and arrest him. Just a very not very far. But this is what happened. So this is our money. I think we know already. This is our money. So this group, this gang of pirate, orang panggil. You tengok kalau dalam YouTube sekarang, social media, people panggil penyamun, perompak, penyangak, pencuri, whatever. I pun tak tahu nak panggil apa dari this guy sebenarnya. Really. I sampai nak panggil dia kartun pun, I tak sampai hati. No, because I tak mau menghina kartun. Kalau I panggil Najib kalau semua ni kartun akan tersinggung. No, because Donald Duck is not stealing people's money. Then Mickey Mouse also is not corrupt. So you cannot call Najib as a cartoon because they will be very angry. So they are worse than cartoon. So I think the important thing for us now is to really do what we can. We know already. They have to go. There is no other way. They have to go. And we are going to have election soon. We know that. And what we're going to do? What the important thing now is what we going to do. I'm a cartoonist, I draw cartoon. Yes, I do. Rafizi in politics, she's a politician. She do political work. And Yana also activist, writer. She write. And you people all do whatever we can. This is very, very important. We have another 2 months. Kalau you tak ada apa-apa nak buat, you don't know what to do, come to me, I tell you what to do. No, very serious, very simple. You don't know what to do, you laugh at them. Ketawakan mereka. You ketawa saja. No regime in the world can stand if people laugh at them. Just gelak saja. You don't have to do anything. Najib kata manifesto Barisan Nasional, contohnya ya, dalam ucapan si Najib say manifesto Barisan Nasional will make sure kesejahteraan for rakyat. Jadi gelak. Just gelak saja, no need to do anything. And you need Rosman Najib in front also, you just gelak. What can they do? We laugh at them because they are too. There's nothing we can do anymore. This is, I don't know. There's no word to say, no more word to say. So you just gelak saja, gelak. Then this is the point. This is why I come up with ketawa pimping. You gelak saja, and gelak guling-guling. You know what gelak guling-guling? Jadi sambil gelak, sambil guling Barisan Nasional. It's not just gelak gitu saja. Gelak guling-guling itu gulingkan Barisan Nasional sekali. That's why we are talking about gelak guling-guling. So gelak, kita ketawa je. Kita ketawa. I believe that if semua orang ketawa, semua orang ketawakan mereka, they don't know what to do. They really don't know. And maybe sampailah kita puas gelak sampai mungkin one day dia terpaksa keluarkan Akta Ketawa 2018. Akta Ketawa, undang-undang anti ketawa. Yang mana Malaysia can do that, Who want to laugh and to get a permit at the nearest police station. Go fill up the form. Okay. When you going to laugh? It's 30th of April. Where is the place? They say Dataran Merdeka. How many people? 400 people want to laugh at one time, one night. Who are you going to laugh at? Opposition or Barisan Nasional. Barisan Nasional, you get, if opposition, you get easy to get permit. And what type of laughter? Ha ha ha, he, you just register that. What you can do that? Malaysia can do that. Malaysia is very funny country, it's very cartoon country. They are a government of the cartoon, by the cartoon, for the cartoon. So you need a cartoonist to do that. Cartoonist to fight through cartoon. That's what I'm doing. And I'm here, Buku I actually dah ada 18 and about yang kena haram saja 18 9, ya. And yang 9 lagi tu makruh. Halal tak ada. Buku I semua tak ada halal, tak ada masalah. Dan saya punya printer pun banyak, dah 3 dah kena raided pada polis. So finally I unable to find a printer. No printer will print my book. I cannot find it. Because you need to put the printer's name here. The printer name, nobody want to print. They print at night, quiet at night. And what I had to do, I had to blacken the name of the printer here. Printed by, just black like this. Sendirian Berhad. Itu kan black yang berat. And then I put the note to the police. If you want to know who the printer is, please enter scratch and wheel speed. Then you fight through cartoon. Make lah. Use your ceiling and scratch it. That is how what I'm going to do. And of course, it's not so easy to come up with this book. I have to find my own money to finance it. That is why I hope that you people can support me to buy this book, and also not only that, can also send to friends. It's important for people to read it before general election. That's why I really hope that this book can change the perception of of Malaysian about Malaysian politics. If you can change a bit, this is good. If this book can change people's mind and they get information. This is actually more of information. In this book, in my cartoon, I have information, I have stand, I have direction. I give a direction what people to do and also stand. So, thank you for the response.
Thank you very much. So, if anyone is interested in getting this book, you can find copies outside. I believe you all would have seen it on the way in. So, without further ado, I'll pass the floor to YB Rafizi Ramli. I think the question on people's minds is, what is the updates from the Parliament? What's going on right now? What's going on in the future? What are your thoughts on it?
Okay, terima kasih Yana, Tuan Zunar, Saudari-saudari, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan selamat malam. Saya mula dengan bahasa Melayu dulu sebab saya ingat ada ramai yang menonton di luar sebenarnya. Abang Zunar cakap tadi, it's very difficult to speak before me, especially on issues like 1MDB, because I have facts and figures. It is more difficult for me to speak tonight in an event where everyone is supposed to ketawa ping-ping before Zunar, because he makes me laugh already, everything. Yang whatever I say may not be as humorous as what he has said. Saya rasa saya kenal Abang Zunar for many years, even if not directly, melalui kawan dan bukan polis ya, polis telefon lah. Polis kan. I think the reason I'm here tonight, although saya cukup berkira dengan masa saya sekarang sebab dengan pilihan raya dan sebagainya, tetapi bila Abang Zunar tanya sama ada saya kelapangan untuk datang untuk menyertai pelancaran buku Ketawa Ping-Ping, Zunar adalah seorang yang sangat-sangat unik, not just because dia draw Rosmah almost like muka Rosmah like this, but it's because saya tak rasa ramai orang di dunia ini yang berjuang dengan begitu lama dengan kartun, dan kartun dia ni, dia hanya orang yang cerdik yang to a level yang if this had happened in other countries, saya rasa orang macam Zunar would have been seniman negara. But over here, as a mark of betapa terbaliknya masyarakat kita, someone yang begitu pandai, it's not so much about yang dia lukis. It is how you can translate satu isu yang besar menjadi satu lukisan. Saya nak tunjuk 2-3 benda before I even go into parliament sebenarnya. Tengok muka surat 61 bagi yang dah baca kan. Tak ada orang lain yang boleh menggambarkan Rosmah sepintar ini. Gambar pertama, bawah itu ada satu bunyi duit, di tengahnya adalah beg Birkin, dan di atasnya adalah cincin dengan diamond belian yang besar kan. Dia masuk kepada gambar yang kedua, dia susun dengan cantik-cantik saja, beg duit di bawah, Birkin di tengah dan cincin belian betul-betul duduk kat atas kan. Kemudian gambar ketiga tiba-tiba ada gaun, pakai gaun kat atas tu. Gambar yang keempat, apabila telah dipakaikan gaun dan rambut itu dibuat 1200, maka sebiji yang asalnya guni duit Birkin dengan diamond, tiba-tiba dia menjadi lo and behold, dia jadi Rosmah. Saya akan ambil masa setengah jam untuk terangkan benda ini di dalam satu ceramah untuk buat orang faham. Tetapi orang Zunar actually can encapsulate everything in this one photo. Kemudian saya nak tunjuk satu lagi yang sebab tu saya kata hanya orang yang cerdik yang faham. Yang tak cerdik tak faham. You see this muka surat 63, mak versus suri rumah. You know? Mak belian makin mahal, mak jika pergi suri rumah barang makin mahal, mas celuk, miskin dan lain-lain. Kemudian the creativity, my favourite yang Zunar lukis dalam ni is this. Saya peminat Star Wars. Kalau tengok muka surat 66, this is my favourite, Steel Wars. Kita ada Star Wars tahun ini, Star Wars The Last Jedi. Dapatkan Zunar dia jadi Steel Wars The Last Jedi. Kemudian kita ada Jar Jar Binks dengan Star Wars. Zunar boleh letak Jolo Binks. Dan kita ada lightsaber. Dapatkan Zunar dia jadi light sapu. Dan kita ada Jamah Dahat. Dapatkan Zunar dia jadi Jamah Jahat. You know? So all this saya nak tunjukkan bahawa kalau orang tanya saya, going back to saya tak boleh bertanding dan lain-lain. Kalau orang tanya saya, kenapa nak susah-susah, Malaysia ni ada orang terutamanya yang dekat bandar rasakan bahawa dah tak ada harapan lah ya. Lagipun orang tak berminat. Kalau buat forum yang kritikal macam ni pun orang takut nak datang dan lain-lain kan. Actually all it takes is to look at the work of people like Zunar. Because kerja-kerja dan karya seperti ini, kalau dilihat di sejarah antarabangsa, ini meletakkan Malaysia jauh di depan dari segi kreativiti, dari segi kepintaran, dari segi kemahiran yang orang kita ada. Maksudnya, if anything, Zunar is a testimony of how far we can go as a society. Kerana I don't think you find things like this di mana-mana di negara lain. Dan I've been to a lot of countries. I've been to 34 countries in my life. Seluruh dunia lah. Banyak negeri ni kampung lah kan, tempat-tempat minyak ni ada. But I've been to places where progress is much better, and I dare say that what we have in the form of Zunar is the kind of a society that's how far we can go as a society kan. So kembali kepada hal saya, saya sekarang insyaAllah dalam 2 bulan, sebulan je lagi tak? Sebulan je lagi saya akan menganggur balik dan saya tidak akan kehilangan kerja. Jadi saya sedang fikir-fikir apa kerja yang mungkin saya boleh buat lepas ini lah. Salah satunya ialah malam ni saya duk perhati betul-betul saya akan berguru dengan Zunar. Jadi kalau dia tangkap Zunar lepas ni, saya akan melukis. Cuma kata saya mungkin tak cantik macam kata Zunar kan. Saya juga ada peluang dan saya juga tengah pertimbangkan dengan serius untuk menjadi peguam. Kerana dah halang-halang tiap-tiap minggu ada kat mahkamah. Saya rasa saya lebih baik daripada hakim daripada peguam-peguam yang jadi peguam bela saya. Setengah daripada kertas pembelaan tu kadang-kadang saya tulis sendiri. Jadi lebih baik lepas ni saya ambil periksa je, saya jadi peguam. Jadi itu pilihan kedua. Pilihan ketiga, kalau kita menang maka saya akan jadi juru audit 1MDB. So orang tanya saya lah, saya dapat surat daripada Mahkamah Rayuan bahawa rayuan terakhir saya untuk kes OSA ialah pada 1 Jun. Maksudnya saya ni 2 bulan je lagi ni. Kalau menang ke, kalau kalah ke, kalau bila sampai ke 1 Jun maka rayuan terakhir saya akan didengari. Worst case scenario maka saya akan ucap bye-bye lah. Saya minta Ketawa ping-ping untuk gelap dalam bok penjaga dalam lepas ni lah. Bacaan setiap minggu Ketawa ping-ping kat Zunar. Ada orang tanya saya, how does it feel? I don't know. I don't know actually because I haven't really thought about it. Tetapi kita juga ada masa lebih kurang sebulan setengah lah, 6 minggu, 7 minggu, yang mana kita ada peluang untuk tukar kerajaan. Sama ada pada 1 Jun saya masuk penjara atau tidak, I know people say that it sounds too godly, but I think all of that has been said. Different society understood it differently. Some people call it karma. Orang Islam panggil qada dan qada is takdir. I always think that it happens for a reason. You know, so long as you are prepared for it, it doesn't matter. But what helps me count this 2.5 months before 1st of June is that kita ada 7 minggu untuk kita berkempen, and there are so many things to do. Kita kena berkempen dengan sebaik-baiknya. Kita kena dapatkan seramai mana orang seperti yang Zunar kata tadi. For those who can fight, and your fight is that you go into politics, you should join politics. For those who can fight and your fight is by drawing cartoons, you should do it and do it really well. For those who can write, and then your write inspire and change millions of people, you should try. The worst thing, dan saya selalu sebut daripada kecil lagi, and bila saya latih orang junior ataupun intern, I've always said the worst kind of people are the people who stand on the sideline. It doesn't matter whether you are right or you are wrong. Sometimes we are right, sometimes we are wrong, but at least we make a decision. It's the people who go to the ring and fight it and get bloody, and those people actually learn better. If you win, jolly good. If you don't win, there'll be something that you will take back and learn. Jadi kita di persimpangan, and I want to stop it and return to Yana, because I'm quite sure sampai sekarang ni dia dah jadi 180 darjah terbalik daripada apa yang program ni sepatutnya program ni lawak gelak-gelak. I've turned it to be the other way around. Sampai sekarang tak ada orang gelak begini. So I'll turn to Yana, but I just want to end like that. Kita di persimpangan yang mana orang yang buat keputusan untuk lawan BN ataupun untuk sokong BN ataupun untuk kekal dengan PAS, yang itu memang dah ada. It is about 60%. We know that. Maksudnya BN tu dia dalam 28-30%, Pakatan ada 15 to 16%, PAS ada 15 to 14%. Because sama kan? Yang akan menentukan ialah orang yang sebelum ini kata dia tak berminat politik, dia tak nak campur dan lain-lain. It is these people who have to decide whether you want to stay on the sideline. Because staying on the sideline may mean making things worse. Walaupun you say both are bad or I don't want to get involved, but people who stay on the sideline usually are the kind of people who allow bad things to happen. Because there are black and there are white, but there are also grey. But God gives us conscience and heart and brain to figure out in the grand scheme of things actually yang mana sebenarnya yang ada sedikit lebih baik. And life is about choices. You always have to make choices. Which one is better? And I'm sure on Pakatan, I'm known to speak up my mind. I don't always say that apa yang dalam Pakatan perfect. In fact, banyak benda yang tak betul. In fact, masa tadi saya tengok semua ni, ada benda yang dalam kepala saya ialah, saya kata lepas ni Rosmah tak ada ni, siapalah pula daripada Pakatan yang akan jadi maksud Zunar. Because Zunar akan lukis siapa-siapa yang makan duit, yang buang hal, yang mengacau rakyat. Jadi kalau pimpinan Pakatan tak faham, you pergi ke Putrajaya, you tak jaga betul-betul, ada kes, you kacau, you arrogant, then yang kat depan ketawa ping-ping ni, it's no longer Rosmah. Most probably it can be me or anyone else. Jadi saya tengok ada kata, saya tak rasa orang Pakatan faham that once we change government, kan kita juga ada banyak kelemahan, dan kalau kita tak belajar dan tak perbaiki kelemahan, then it's the right of people like Zunar to make fun of us, because bila kita ambil kuasa, we are the same. Tetapi, as I said, there is a risk. But risk itu tidaklah sama dengan apa kerosakan yang telah berlaku lah. Ini cukup satu buku, berapa ratus muka surat ni, Zunar boleh lukis kartun mengenai segala kerosakan yang telah berlaku di bawah Najib, for example, kan? That's why to those 60% who are on the sideline, we have to decide, it's not enough to leave your fate and destiny in the hands of others. The only reason I'm in politics is because I don't think shouting and complaining without lifting a finger is going to change anything. If I think I can do things better, I decided that perhaps I should go in and try to do things better. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. But at the end of it, after my 20 years stint in politics in one way or another, 9 years in the frontline politics, I can basically tell anyone in Malaysia and say, you know what, I've done my bit. You know, it's like, you can love me, you can hate me, you can cuff me, you can throw me in prison, but I'm surely have done my bit and I've changed certain things that I had all along as I go along. Cuma yang lain yang 60% dan 40% tadi tu, kalau kita nak tukar betul-betul, it's not enough to just laugh. You know, sometimes bila kita tak boleh menangis, kita akan gelak kat diri sendiri lah. But there will be a point when the misery is too much. Jadi saya harap among a few things yang menonton di luar, yang hadir, I'm sure yang hadir ni semua kawan-kawan baik, I think buy this. Saya faham perasaan Zunar, because kami orang yang berjuang dengan jual barang di online. Saya jual t-shirt, and Zunar lagi mudah sikit sebab dia melukis. Saya jual t-shirt kerana saya kena pakai dan perut saya boroi. So it's not easy, you know. The pressure on me to make sure that saya lose weight is a lot higher now because I have to sell t-shirt. Yeah. So in the same way, I know the trials and tribulations of people like Zunar fighting for a space to put this, because yang kat belakang ni pun tak boleh, yang printer ni pun kena scratch nak tengok. So the least that we could do is we buy. Kepada yang ada kat luar, we buy di luar. Dan kepada yang menonton, you can go and buy online, www.zunar.my. Your 20, 30, 40, 50 ringgit goes a long way to help people like Zunar to bring marvelous ideas like this to many, many other people. So I return back to Yana. Thank you very much. I hope that I can be funnier when I answer questions after this.
Terima kasih banyak, YB. So I think the next item on our agenda today is to have a short launch of the Ketawa Pimping book. Kita ada pelancaran sikit tentang buku Ketawa Pimping ni. I think it's going to be very simple, yeah. So basically, YB, kena bagi ping ya? Ada ke? Okay, so yeah, I think yeah, hold the book and then we can get some photo op.
Yes.
Yeah.
Saudari bakal kawan selokap. Ya. Pada dekat satu kali.
Sini satu. Zunar, atas satu.
Terima kasih. So now to the main part of the event, we are going to open it up to question and answer session. So sesi soal jawab ni saya terbuka kepada anda semua. Saya rasa elok kalau kita mungkin boleh kumpul 2-3 soalan sekali and then kita boleh jawab. Terpulanglah sama ada nak bertanya pada Zunar ataupun YB Rafizi. Ya, 3 soalan sekali. Saya cuma minta bila ada mikrofon ni untuk perkenalkan diri, tak perlu panjang-panjang, muka limang, setindik je. Soalan dia tu, direct, apa? Okay, saya buka kepada floor. Anyone? Yes? Yes, sir.
My name is Taya, good friend of Zunar's. There's one thing I would like you to stress. One thing I would like you to stress about people sitting on the sideline. I'm a former military officer and I also write. But what I would appreciate from you is now there's a movement called the Undi Rosa. The I supported them, especially when Mariam Lee and Hafiz Barum was attacked. But I can't honestly say I support them. So this is where I would like you to stress more on these people who are sitting on the sideline, because I think they are the most dangerous of the lot. And I speak as a former military officer.
Thank you. Next question, perhaps? Anyone? Yes.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Nama saya Nazrin. Okey, nama saya Nazrin daripada Lumpur Pantai. Saya lihat Mr. Zunar ada banyak idea mengenai how nak lukis kan. Jadi saya nak tanya, ada tak program yang bagus untuk membuatkan anak-anak di luar pantai untuk mereka belajar macam mana untuk melukis dan juga untuk improve dia punya creativity, belajar melukis dan juga macam mana mereka nak express dia punya feeling, because we see PPR they are living in the poor condition, so sometimes they don't have a place to reduce the stress and so on. So ini any program for kids to improve their using their imagination and so on. Thank you.
Okay, lagi apa ni? Okay, lagi soalan terakhir mungkin sebelum kita buka kepada jawapan dahulu dan kita akan ada lagi satu round soal jawab. Yes? Siapa? Soalan terakhir? No? Alright, okay, so maybe we'll start with the two questions first. Okay, Wajib.
Saya jawab dulu sebab Zunar tengah melukis. Setaya tadi, I read a lot about what you write. Dan saya ulang yang itu berkali-kali kepada terutamanya yang muda. Dia sebaik-baiknya memang kalau kita nak sesuatu itu, you want it to be perfect. You know, if you were to put your efforts, you want something as exactly as you want. But this is a society, it's a process. It takes a long time before we get what we want, you know. So the decision that I made many years ago was not so much about I think one was right or one was completely right and one was completely wrong. Politicians are politicians, power corrupts either way. On both sides of the fence, if you don't put enough safeguards and you don't emancipate and liberate the public so that they can hold their politicians accountable, power corrupts. You know, you put Zunar in a place where Najib and Rosmah is, Zunar will buy Ketawa painting exactly the same, you know, because power corrupts. So the choice that I made back then when I was young, in my early 20s, is that I may not see the kind of government or society that I want in my lifetime, but I can work towards making sure the safeguards are there. You want to make sure that the police are free and fair and they are independent and they don't take sides. The judges, the AG, we want to make sure that our society hates corrupt people, whether they are from UMNO, PAS, PKR, DAP, Malay, Chinese, Indian. What we hate is someone who abused their position. And that is a process. So the choice that I made is that which side of the fences, which actually are more willing to push for these changes. And for the last 20 years, it has always been the national opposition. And that's natural because it's a government in power which is abusing everything. You know? I'm not saying, in fact, I say more and more that my biggest worry is that if we win and UMNO run up, as in UMNO has really had a knockout in this general election, I'm worried that the absolute power and the honeymoon period, the long honeymoon period that we hand over to Pakatan Harapan may not be necessarily too good for society, because you need whatever is UMNO, don't finish it. I mean, you need an opposition one way or another to hold the new government in power. So I don't know what will happen, what kind of government. I don't think it's going to be perfect. I think we will have 2 or 3 years of a lot of fixing here and there on either way. But at least I know it's a better process. And it's a better one than what we have now. And it's going to be a better society. Because I remember in 1998 and 1999, Zunar makes fun about how we should go and get police permit to laugh. For a lot of young people now, you don't empathize with that because we can do ceramah on daily basis. We can even do ceramah on Facebook Live now. We can do rallies. In 90s, early 2000s, we all got thrown into lockups and we were treated quite badly then. Jadi dulu kejayaan buat satu ceramah itu adalah kejayaan yang cukup besar. Kerana polis akan dikerah, mic kena rampas, kemudian orang tertangkap, lawyer kena pergi. Ada orang yang hanya dengan menghadiri ceramah kena berulang-alik daripada satu tempat ke satu tempat yang jauh untuk menghadiri perbicaraan kerana menyertai perhimpunan haram. And they are poor, they have to take buses to go. That was bateri nak habis dah saya punya tu. Saya ada bateri, nanti bila Abang Zunar jawab saya ambil saya punya power bank. Sorry. So I cherish the fact that now we can do all that. Banyak orang termasuklah yang undi rosak. I mean my slight criticism of them. Of course, they don't remember back then how difficult it was. So they wouldn't have appreciated the fact that the ability to tweet, to do and to write, like what they do, to speak like I do now, is actually built on the progress that other people had fought for many years before my time. And those people actually went to ISA, went to jail, and therefore I cherished it, even though those people who fought for it, and I enjoyed it now, actually fought for it perhaps on a rather flawed platform. But what they fought allowed me to build, and whatever we have achieved now, hopefully, allowed the next group of people to build, and that's just how society progresses. Jadi, I cannot overemphasize that the best way to change society is that less people think of themselves, less people being picky, more people decide, even if there is a grain of truth, and this one group is better, slightly more than this one, it is our moral duty to actually help those guys. But Mr. Taya, just to end it, from all the work that I've done with data, with speaking to people, with collecting data, I don't think this Mundi Rosak is a national phenomenon. It's a belief at the Facebook and Twitter. It's very limited. And I think the best thing about Malaysians are this. They may be quiet, dia tak bercakap, dia tak bising, dia tak pergi ceramah, dia tak buat apa, but deep in their hearts, dia tahu apa nak buat. They know things are bad, and I think I'm quite confident they will actually vote to change government one way or another. Thank you.
Terima kasih. Ini kepada Zunar untuk menjawab soalan daripada saudara tadi.
Okay, like this, about those who are fence-sitter, so unable to make decision. It is as simple as this. Because you are, Taya, you are ex-commandant, is it? Okay, I will try to take make a military analogy here. You know, I've been trained as a military too for 2 weeks. Yeah. And then you know, like this, Ashkar, you know, the army military ni dia ada 2 fasa. Correct me if I'm wrong. First, yang era without war, tak ada perang. You kalau tak ada perang, Ashkar must be very, very disciplined on many things. You live in the camp. Rambut tak boleh panjang, Ashkar. You know, you need to cut certain way. Perut, well, Rafizi cannot. Yes. Okay, you know, and you have to, your shoes must be kilat hari-hari. Then kalau that is a very, kalau you tak buat, the punishment is very heavy. Sometimes you cannot. Everybody come every day will be checked. You know, or your shoes, your hair, everything. You must type in everything. That is a display. You know, kalau you langgar ni, you kena lari 2 kilometer. You know, or sometimes you go solitary confinement. So the penalty is very heavy. That when you are in the camp. But bila you dah masuk perang, takkan komandan nak kata, musuh in front of you, people are fighting, what happened to your shoes? What hair like this? No way, we don't talk about anymore. It becomes small matter. We go in the war, the army, the military, fight the enemy. How you fight, it doesn't matter. There's no need to fight like kawat, you know, what, no need. You go and shoot it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what weapon you use, it doesn't matter. It's no more about your hair, no more about your shoes. Okay, squat jump. Because you're fighting now. Because your shoes is not shining, you squat jump. They don't do it there. So this is very important for us to understand. Now we are in the war zone. We are entering election. Small matter, don't talk anymore. This Barisan Nasional is our enemy. Go and fight. Doesn't matter how you fight it. You don't ask your friend in a war also. You don't check your friend. You know, you fight shooting. What happened to you? What happened? No, you shoot there. Like this also. You know, don't try to correct our friend or what. You know, why Pakatan Harapan don't do this? Why politicians don't do this? Why cartoonists don't do that? Why don't do that? No, go and fight. It's very simple. Whatever you fight, you go and fight. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. You know, in the war, in the camp, you have to have a proper rifle. You know, you have to clean it. Doesn't matter if in the war you don't have a rifle, you have a changkol, you have parang, you have whatever kasut, you go and fight. Doesn't matter. This is very important. You have to make our enemy very, very clear. How do you go? How do you go? You know, the army go to war. Don't know who is your enemy. You go to war, I don't know who is the enemy. I don't know, maybe I want to rosakkan my senjata. You go there? You want to fight? I go to fight, I want to rosakkan my senjata. You will die. It's very simple, and the enemy will win. You know, so don't ask about that question. If you want to fight and you don't know how to fight, I can help. Yeah, I can help. But if you want to fight, you say, I got my gun, but now I want to rosak my gun. I don't care about that group. If you die, I don't want to help. I cannot help also. Because this is your fault. You know? No, Barisan Nasional doesn't matter. Now, for me, that's why it's very simple. I say even my book also don't have a ISBN, I have IPH. I'm very clear. Because I'm a cartoonist, I'm very lucky. You know, when you draw cartoon, something that not very many people know this. You draw, as an artist, you have to learn perspective. And you have to learn anatomy. Perspective is what's in front, what's the back. So we be very clear about that. And the anatomy is anatomy, that means you put the head on top. You cannot put your shoes on top, your drawing can't. You make it very clear. So I use this same concept. So Barisan Nasional, people say, will Pakatan Harapan be good or not if we change? Will they corrupt or not? I take it like this, you know. Just like you hire a guard in your house, yeah, untuk jaga barang-barang. But you know this guard steal your thing every day. For 60 years, he keeps stealing. He steals this, he steals cincin, he steals bersih, whatever lah. He's stealing every day, you know that very well. Then come a new guy, apply for a job. Interview, you ask him, will you be stealing or not? Oh, I'm not sure. Oh, because you are not sure, I take the one sure stealing. What kind of thinking is this? This is very sure stealing, not sure we can give a try. This is a very simple thinking. You know, don't need to say that, oh, because I'm not sure you are stealing or not, better I keep the one who keeps stealing. What will happen to you? You know, Barisan Nasional, you give another round of winning. If they win next general elections, You can imagine. GST will come to 8%, 10%. They say, okay, we still billion people still support. What else in the world you can find this type of people? You know, still billion people still support. You go to London, you go to UK, you go to Australia, one wine bottle you still. You know, when I was in Melbourne 2 years ago, before the travel ban, you know, the mayor's wife, not like her lah, I don't know how she like, but the mayor's wife bought a set of wine bottle for the party using a public fund, using his husband's office fund. The husband had to resign because of that. We are 42 billion. So it is very clear, nothing can change. If Barisan Nasional still here, still in power, you cannot change anything, even a single thing you cannot change. Now they try to say fake news. Or they try to interview, they don't say fake news. Today I just got a WhatsApp from Indonesia. You know, recently Tempo published a front cover. Oh, they said DAP funded Tempo. DAP funded Tempo, that's not photo. I can show you. It was funded by DAP. My friend in Tempo sent me that. He got it first. So what? They don't even try to reply, try to even answer the question.
I got a different version. I mean, Zunar got DAP funded Tempo. I got Anwar funded Tempo.
So they are made fool of us. They don't even answer the question. So important for me now is we just only things, you know, you say that whatever I do, it doesn't matter, BN has to go. This campaign we need to do, go to everybody. Don't, you know, I got friend. This is very brutal supporters of Pakatan Harapan. But of course, last time this story was last time in a generation, Pakatan Rakyat. You cannot beat this person. You know, he got his auntie, her auntie, is a very strong UMNO supporter. But they are all in family is Pakatan Rakyat supporter. Only this auntie, and this auntie keep, you know, go to everybody, please make sure you vote UMNO, You make sure you vote UMNO, and this, my friend tried to convince her to change. She said, no, I won't change. I definitely will vote UMNO in Barisan Nasional. So what my friend did was, before election, she stole her IC. Yeah, she stole the IC for 2 days. Because she cannot find the IC. You know, I really, I don't know what's the right thing to do, but in Barisan Nasional, there is nothing wrong to do this kind of thing. You have to do. Because, you know, you cannot beat this, but this is the thing. To show that it is very, there is no single 1% of reason why you should vote Barisan Nasional. This is how far people can go. So for that, yeah, that's why I say for me it doesn't matter. For me very clear. Orang kata saya kartu ini berat sebelah. Saya kata okay, dia memang berat sebelah, walaupun sebelah tapi berat. Okay lah, you know. Saya tak kisah, saya senang je. To save Malaysia, we have to vote Pakatan Harapan. It's very simple. No question as I don't want to know what if this, if as, or as I don't want to know. Vote, don't vote, you go. So I no sympathy for this people. No way. You don't want to change, that's your problem. You know, we need to change. Not only change for me, people like me, I'm old. Some old people like me, this is for you. We are doing this for you. And you don't want to have yourself doing it. You cannot do it, you know. So for me, that's like that. And for your question about program di Lembah Pantai, dan you yang mention very good thing sebenarnya. Kalau ada untuk buat latihan kepada budak-budak untuk be kreatif, dari how to draw cartoon. I pernah buat itu di Lembah Pantai. Dalam 1-2 kawasan flag. Tapi cuma sekarang ni, I mungkin tak punya banyak waktu nak buat. Kerana saya nak jatuhkan BN dulu. pernah buat bersama teman-teman kartunis, ada seorang Jonas tu dengan Johnny Ong, dua-dua yang pakai pink tu, kita pernah buat di rumah kita. Dan kita juga ada buat beberapa tempat. Cuma sekarang ini, buat masa sekarang, saya kata sekarang ni the war zone. Bila you masuk war, tengah perang, jangan tanya cara nak melukis ya. Betul nak perang ni. Jangan tanya cara melukis. So, but this is, I think it's very important. I think satu benda yang akan for future akan fikir tu. In fact, I sekarang pun ada private tuition kepada 2-3 orang budak-budak yang mak bapaknya minta private tuition lah. Itu untuk lukis kartunnya. Saya buat je. Cuma I rasa it is very important for people to be creative. You tahu what is creative? You know, all regime and dictator in the world, you go everywhere. They are very smart. They have advisor that which advise them and give you know the way how to tackle or how to tackle a street demonstration. They are well trained how to tackle street protest, demonstration and riot. They've been trained by intelligence. You know, so they know. If you go protest, the police will come, FRE will come, they tear gas, they know already, the modus operandi very well. But they are not being trained how to handle cartoon. And creative people, they don't know. You know, this is very, very important for us to be very creative and fight the regime. So I think it's very important for youngsters to know how to be creative, you know, come up with all things that they don't know how, they didn't expect. Even I think you ask the police, what I going to draw tomorrow? They don't know. So how do I know? You know, that kind of thing. So that kind of thing we need to be very, very creative and they must train from young. I think I setuju. Saya tidak boleh bagi janji sekarang. Kalau BN jatuh, ya saya pasti akan ajar, no problem. Jadi kamu kena vote supaya BN jatuh lah.
Terima kasih. Kita akan buka lagi kepada hadirin yang ingin bertanya, sila angkat tangan. Anyone else who would like to ask question? Yes.
It's not perhaps the best for everybody. For asking the big four accounting firms to do national service to form a group of them. So we declare, so the candidates declare to this, and they would judge the assets on 2 criteria. The first one is completeness. You know, so roughly they can see marks out of 10. And second one, whether it's logical from their capability. So it's very important that as many candidates of opposition declare their assets, because then it puts pressure on the other party to do the same. And of course they will have challenges. So that's the first one. The second one is, I saw the TN50 campaign that they did that had some penetration. My comments on the TN50 is too far ahead. When the opposition can come up with a similar version, not TN50 but TN20, and follow the same headlines, but give even more meaningful targets to neutralize the TN50 and to show that you really mean business this time.
Right, thank you. Sorry, so what's your name?
Ravi.
Sorry?
Ravi.
Ravi, okay. Next question. Yes.
Good evening. Standing here from Semasa. I'm having a sore throat, can't speak. What are we doing about those phantom voters? Some you see the internet that one house you have 77 names under one house. How are we going to do to combat all this nonsense? Thank you.
Okay, perhaps last question before we get to the answers. Rizal satu lagi? Nak tanya? Ada. Okay, kita menjawab dulu lah.
Ada 3 soalan. Jadi kalau yang pendiluhan, satu
dua soalan daripada Rafi tanya. Pasal pertama, adakah boleh untuk kita melantik firma-firma audit awam yang besar untuk mengaudit pengisytiharan harta orang-orang politik, ya? Soalan kedua ialah mengenai pandangan saya mengenai TN50 dan sama ada ini sudah ada kesan yang besar kepada pengundi dan apakah ada jalan yang lain. Dan Mr. Lim tanya mengenai pengundi hantu yang didaftarkan dan dibawa masuk untuk mengubah keputusan pilihan raya. Saya jawab pengisytiharan harta dahulu. Masalahnya ialah kerana tidak ada undang-undang yang mewajibkan pengisytiharan harta. Dia tak ada sekarang. Segala yang dibuat itu semuanya menjadi amalan yang tidak ada kuasa dan kesan di sisi undang-undang. Sebab itu yang berlaku ialah ahli politik hanya mengisytiharkan kepada ketua mereka. Kalau di dalam Barisan Nasional, amalannya ialah menteri mengisytiharkan kepada Najib. Najib seorang je nak tengok kan, dia tengok dia ni ada 5 belian ping-ping, ini ada. Jadi the exercise basically becomes a tool for top political leadership to stranglehold their subordinates, because once you have information which is only classified and made available to the superior, and in our case Barisan Nasional is only Najib, then Najib knows which minister is corrupt, which minister is not corrupt, and whoever who dares to stand up against him, he will call, and instead of showing Ketawa Ping-Ping, we just show a full file of evidence of corruption. When Pakatan Harapan came to power, the process improved a bit because the declaration was made in a simple form that was uploaded to website. But we still have a problem because the instrument does not have a legal validity, and therefore even if you lie in the form, I doubt that it has any standing legally. Sebab itu cara yang saya buat setakat ini dah dengan 70 orang ahli parlimen, wakil rakyat, prospektif, calon-calon, bakal calon ialah pengisytiharan itu mestilah dibuat di dalam akuan bersumpah. It has to be in statutory declaration, not so much just because what is important is it is not just the detail of the declaration. It has to be that the declaration must have an immediate legal impact should you lie. So the beauty of it, in my opinion, is that all the previous issues about corruption, bila sampai dekat SPRM akan kata tidak cukup bukti untuk dakwa. Yang ini tak ada bukti, yang itu tak ada bukti dan lain-lain. Sedangkan kita tengok ada kapal harga 1 bilion. Kita tengok sebenarnya dalam memorandum of article of association of 1MDB, perkara itu jelas bahawa yang berkuasa melantik, yang buat keputusan besar adalah Najib, tapi SPRM kata tidak ada bukti, jadi tak boleh buat apa-apa. Apabila dibuat pengisytiharan harta melalui statutory declaration, the moment you lie and there is obvious evidence, documentary or otherwise, that you live beyond your means, all it takes is a public member to go and make a police report and give the evidence, because the breach of law is not under the Corruption Act. The breach of law is you lie under statutory declaration, and therefore it will disqualify you straight away. And I subscribe to the belief that it is better to do it under statutory declaration, because any Tom, Dick and Harry, any top 4 audit firm, anyone can actually go through and try to find evidence that you lie, because all it takes is just to lodge a police report. SPRM does not have an excuse to say that there's no evidence. You lie because you kata you tak ada rumah, tapi bila kita check dia punya dokumen SNP, rumah tu you punya. You lie and therefore you are out. So this is a process when we are not in power. Oleh kerana kita tidak ada kuasa dan kita tidak boleh kuasakan undang-undang untuk mewajibkan di sisi undang-undang, maka bagi saya cara yang terbaik masih lagi membuat akuan bersumpah, menyenaraikan harta, pendapatan dan lain-lainnya. Dan as you can see, people will start picking up. You ada saving berapa and so on. Once we win, hopefully, then the law has to be changed. What I noticed in other countries, I think Australia has it, in the UK, even in the US, they have the office of, they call it Parliamentary Budgetary Office. They have different names in different country. Apa yang berlaku ialah Parlimen mempunyai satu jabatan yang bertujuan membuat kiraan mengenai semua benda. Jadi wakil rakyat yang mengisytiharkan kepada Parlimen, Parlimen ada kaki tangan di bawah jabatan, they call it, in other countries as I say they call it by Office of Parliamentary Budget or something like that, yang mana dia akan